there's no on Airtable, we get an invite today and join Airtable. Please join with the link that I am sending to you so that you can have access to everything that we will be using today. So welcome everyone to the content planning session. The aim is for us to get our content strategy done properly. So we are proactive and not reactive. Okay, the network seems to be bad and I don't know. How is the audio now? All right. The aim is to help us create better content and ensure that we are doing the right thing. In order for us to decide in advance what you want to do, plan, research, design, and actually do it. So you're using the strategy that you have been given. I want you to listen actively. If it's needed, take notes, participate, pause me when, interrupt me when you need to. Do not think there's a stupid question. There's no stupid question. This is an opportunity for all of us to learn together and grow together. I am still learning and I am always eager to also learn from you. It's interactive. Interact appropriately. Ask questions, share ideas, and raise your hand first before you do that. Speak respectfully as much as possible. You may agree or disagree with what someone else is saying regarding their brand or their strategy, but speak respectfully. Um, Take breaks if you have to after the session. Don't immediately after the session go straight into work. If you can afford to take a break to take your mind away from things immediately after the session, just walk away for a few minutes, then come back to get the work done. Engage only. Don't worry about, oh, am I learning too fast? Oh, this missed me, or I don't know this thing, or oh, I'm not good enough. Other people have been doing this for a long time. It doesn't matter how long you've done it. With the way I will teach it, even if you've done it for years or you've not done it at all, you will still gain tremendously. The aim is for you to understand that you're here for a reason and you were chosen or referred for a specific reason. That's why I'm paying attention to you. And everyone has their strengths. Every single person on this call has their strengths. The aim is for us to help you understand that you have your own power and use that power to create content for people. We are all storytellers, we are all creative. Yesterday's video, I talked about creating something daily. No matter how small it is, ensure you are creating something daily. And this is basically our content compass. I have a compass I use for content creation, and it starts with defining who you are, identifying where you want to be, and then amplifying it. Most of the time, when we're going to, for my own brand strategy and content strategy for July, I'll be focusing on my compass to create my content, and my team is Refresh. I will explain that later. Or basically, this is where we are going today. So, why do you think I have a content creation process? I have a content creation process because content doesn't create itself. You have to create content. You are not creating content for yourself, you are creating content for others. You want to create content that people will share. So you're creating shareable content that people will want to save. You want a situation where your content is adding value and adding to the conversation, and it's not just another piece of the puzzle that needs to be hidden, but you want your content to be the main piece of the puzzle on Instagram or on any platform that you are creating. In order to do this, you need to have a content strategy. And what I just showed you was my content strategy, which I will go back to. This is my content strategy. When I say I define, I identify, and I amplify. By defining, look at this: who you are, what you do, and why you do it. So that's brand clarity for me. To me, that is ensuring that my message is clear enough to every single person that comes in contact with me. What you do and why you do it. Which is, these are the services I render, and this is why I render these services. The next goes my market research. Market research is me going into my industry to see other people that do what I do, to find out if this is something that is profitable. I do my competition analysis, I do my industry analysis, which is something we will get into later. But that's the whole process of defining. Why do I look at competition analysis and industry analysis in my market research, amongst other things? It's quite simple. I do not want a situation where I am doing something that is obsolete. The industry we are in, the knowledge economy that we are in, is fast changing. I want to do something that has been tested and trusted, but I want to do it in my own unique way. Every brand is different. So, for example, the brand that you're working on, which is the startup, Mercy, it's going to be a startup that is set up by a church. So it's a startups database, a startups foundation. We are working on helping startups start better businesses and sustain them. So many people start businesses, but they do not sustain them. So many people want to start businesses, but they do not know how to. They want to start ethical businesses without cutting corners and depriving people of what they need, but they are not sure how to go about it. So that is what you do. You help them make the right decisions, change their mindset about the way they see themselves, then provide the resources for them to do better businesses. So that is what Yes does. That is what your startup does. So you need to define who you are as a brand. Then, after defining who you are, you identify who you're speaking to. So yes, you're speaking to startups, but we talk about niching them down. You're speaking to Christians that want to start up businesses. You're speaking with Christians that have business ideas, that want to implement these business ideas in the specific industry. They want to go into the world and use their business acumen to establish, what I call it, not just momentum, but give themselves visibility about what they are doing and how they can do it. Okay, 1 second. No, Messi, you're handling, yes, the real estate. We have two messes. Sorry, Messi, you can just unmute yourself and ask your question. No, you're handling, yes. The yes is the startup. The real estate is for Messi Kalu. Yes
Okay.
is the startup. So there are two different things entirely. So we have three messes. So I have to be more specific when I'm giving. So that's things that you don't really know what is going on with that business. So I'm using yours as an example for this one. And then I'm going to use Anita's business as an example when it comes to creating the content strategy. So we're going to use different people. What I try to do is I pick examples from people that are in the call. So it's a bit more relatable. And you can ask questions when you are not sure about what needs to be done. So most of the time we stop at we say identity, who you're speaking to, where they are, and what you do for them to attract them. You want a situation that whatever you're doing, the person you're trying to attract is attracted to you. You can't be trying to attract single ladies and all you're doing is bashing single ladies completely. Yeah, you can't be talking, you have to empower them, you have to address the pain that they have. So that's where your audience clarity comes in. If you don't know who you're serving, you cannot serve them properly. So you know that, okay, on the surface I am serving Christians that want to start a business but do not know how. They do not want to dupe people and use manipulation to get people. We want to say, is there a Christ given way to establish a business? And that's what you're trying to do. Anyone that wants me to use their own brand, do not hesitate to let me know, and I will use your brand to explain it also. Like I said, this is a situation where we all get things done. Then we create a content strategy. Content strategy to me is not limited to just Instagram. The content strategy I create, I call it a communication strategy because it takes all the communication the brand does into consideration. Communication includes your emails, the letters, every single thing you send out, your blog, your social media, every single thing you send out needs to be sense in a particular way, communicating the same thing that you communicate. You can't be about empowering women and then bashing women at the same time. It's not possible. You can't be a brand that is uplifting and tearing down at the same time. No, you have to be consistent in your message, your tone, and we'll get into all that within the next couple of weeks. Platform is where you reside. So then you choose, okay, what platforms do I want to use? The audience I'm speaking to, where are they? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on Pinterest? Are they on, you understand the platform, you have to study that platform and create content specifically for the platform. So now we are looking at email marketing and other things that you can do, your blog, every single thing you do. The first one is the strategy. The second one for the platform is where you create a plan for the specific platform. Then we will get to Amplify later, because Amplify is about scaling, converting followers, and attracting the right audience, where you have to talk about engagement. But this is the focus for today. What do we do when we are creating content? Once you have a content strategy, these are the stages that I go through. I do my brainstorming with my content strategy, then I pick up a plan for the specific one I want to create. I research before I create, then I publish, then engage, promote, and then I audit. And I will go through each stage and what is involved. Planning. Planning has to do with me taking into consideration the goals I have for that month. So, what are the goals for the month for that specific client? So, we're going to do a little bit planning today and research. Then, tomorrow, you will go to create. So, we're doing planning, and if we can do research today, we will do research. Of tomorrow, you will go to create specific things. So, this is just the calendar. So, now let's see what we can do when it comes to planning. There are different ways that we can plan our content, but this is the way I have realized works for me. And it's the way we're going to start using moving forward: team unlocking and team restorative. So I've created something on Airtable that I believe will be beneficial, and I have used it for myself. To ensure that this goes smoothly, I'm going to change it to ensure I do it for someone else, and you will understand what I am saying in a couple of minutes. All right. So I've just called this my annual content calendar, but I'm going to make a copy and move it to a base. Timmy, what's the name of the base that we all have access to? Team Restorative. All right, I'm moving it to Team Restorative. If you've not been added to Team Restorative, let me know and we will figure that out. We'll add you to the base. So basically, this is Team Restorative content planning book. We have our yearly plan. Then I have the plan for July. So this is my own plan, and I'm going to make it for, what would I say I'm doing content strategy for again for July? All right, so we're going to do something different. I'm going to make some changes as we go. All right, so with this, I am going to put it based on what brands do we have here? We have UCC. If your brand is here, please let me know.
We have Easy Gas, Pinky Stuff, and Try Newton.
Easy Gas. No, we have to just say EG. Yes. NN. Thank you very much for doing that.
PS.
Okay. Because we are recording this, so I don't want, I'll probably edit
Okay.
out.
And then PS.
So we know who is who. No one else is talking, so we are, no one else has anything here. NKBC.
NKBC MGR.
Who else is here?
I can start for GR.
GR. Messi Kalu. You are doing TKP. Did I miss anyone out? I don't think so. All right. So I'm just
doing Clip and IOC.
okay. Let's just add them. because before I had done this for someone for a year, but since this is a training, we're just going to make changes, and then anyone that was January becomes UCC. And I will explain what I am doing in a few seconds. So what I'm doing is I'm just editing the dates out and making it reflect the brands that we have chosen up there. So when I group it back, it's just those specific things that we are working on, rather than looking at everything vague with dates. Because for me, I did it with dates. And the reason I'm doing it one at a time is I want it to be for the specific things that I have written. So I have business goals, I have significant dates, I have different things that have been highlighted already. So I need to ensure that it is done in that way without interrupting the flow of things, so that you know that okay, for yes, we have to choose a theme for the month. For me, my own theme, like I said, is fresh start. And what do I mean by fresh start? So I was like, if I have to start my content creation strategy all over again, what will I do? So I'm using that as my basis to talk about content strategy with people from scratch. So I just call the team Fresh Start. Now, I don't need to tell the world I called it Fresh Start, but I know what Fresh Start means to me. And this is what I want to get to. If you choose a team for your business, you don't necessarily have to explain to everybody the words you use to define the team. It's up to you. It's your own way of defining it. It's what you will understand. That's what I want. I want a situation where you define what you will understand and you stick to it. So you're like, okay, I am talking about a specific thing, and this is what I mean by that. And basically, that's it. You're not trying to reinvent the wheel. You are simply just creating something for yourself. So we're going to start with UCC, and then we can come back to grouping later. And so when I am doing Airtable, I group by whatever I have here, and I've already done the sides. Sorry, everyone. But basically, this is what I wanted to achieve, which was get the specific things for the brand. All right, fantastic. So we said we're going to start with UCC, and all right. So we need to look at the theme for the month, the offers that you have, if you have any events coming up, if there are trends that you want to achieve, if there's significant dates, and if you have business goals. So, Anita, based on the conversations we've had for UCC, what are our business goals? Because I want to ensure that what we're doing, you are going to implement it. So we need to know if you know the business goals for us based on the conversations we've had. Is Anita on the call, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What are our business goals? What did I say we want to start doing?
Basically, we want to attract clients, more clients.
Yes. So we want to attract clients by talking about what we offer. Because if we don't talk about what we offer, we're not going to attract anybody. So our goal is basically this: attract people by talking about what we offer. It's as simple as that. Because if we don't talk about it, they will never know. Timeri, I want you to help me look at significant dates in July. Tell me the dates we have in July, and then we're going to put that down. Then the offers we have are, what are the products, the offers, our promotional post, our social media management. What else is your promotional post?
Sorry, I didn't get the question, Miss DK.
Amaka, yours was to look at we have in July. What are the trends we have in July are like I've forgotten the dates, but basically events. I know there's Olympics in July. What other things are happening in July that
Okay,
we
okay, let me check.
of? Because there's Olympics,
All
so
right,
you
hold on.
yes. All right. Okay, Anita. Social media management, recruitment. We do recruitment. What else do you do?
Branding,
Mm-hmm.
advertisement, marketing.
Mm-hmm. What else? You know why I'm asking you to list all of them out? The reason I'm asking you to always list all your offers or your services out is this. You want to ensure that you plan for all of them in your calendar and you do not miss out any. There are certain times that you will focus on just one and you will neglect the others. You know who you are, you know who you serve. You do social media management, you do marketing, you do training, you do all these things. You've listed them out now. When it comes to creating your promotional post, so you are creating how many posts a month? You will know that okay, if I'm creating 50 posts a month, 30% of my posts are promotional. It's not everything that is promotional, it's just a certain percentage that is actually promotional. So you will now be like, okay, what will my weekly plan be? What do I post on Mondays? What do I post? What do I do daily? How do I and how do I organize? This becomes your daily plan. So you know that on Mondays, like I said, this is mine. So we're going to make changes. On Mondays, I talk about marketing. On Tuesday, I talk about tips. On Wednesdays, I talk about this. Thursdays, this. Fridays, this. Saturday. I will then include my marketing. Please mute yourself. I will then include my promotional post because for me, I've already done my content prompts here. So when I want to go to my design phase, all I'm doing now is I'll just go to my content prompts and say, oh, 3 ways to add this goal when they or the goals that they want to achieve. I already know that I have content prompts for some days already fixed. I already have my game for this thing fixed. The game I want us to play this weekend. I've already created that post. I talk about storytelling from now on in July on Saturdays. So this is my own content plan. So we're going to create your content plan about what you post every day of the week. This will make it possible for you to promote properly and create brand awareness, have conversations with people, get people to know, like, and trust you. Remember, yesterday I talked about I said we should tease without harassing. By only promoting your services, you are not teasing without harassing. You are just harassing people. We mentioned that if you go to Yaba and certain markets, the way the men drag you, it's not attractive to you. Even if they have nice things, you're like, stop pulling me. You can talk to me without bullying me. You can have a conversation without pulling me. I don't know if you've had those kind of conversations with those guys at Yaba, but I have. I'm like, please, I beg, is enough. Talk to me. You don't need if you're selling something great, no one to come to you. So promote only is what those men are doing. You're harassing people. We don't want you to do that. We want you to create a content strategy that is holistic, that thinks about the person, how you can help that person and improve their lives. So we can say, okay, the people you know you talk to are entrepreneurs, Anita. So we can say you can do marketing Monday or Monday motivation. So you know that it's going to be a quote on Monday motivation. For example, we know that okay, it's a quote, it's simple. You can talk about mistakes small businesses make. And this is also still relevant for Messi, Carlo. Mistakes small businesses make. Because some of you are helping startups, but there will be a little bit difference in your startup. One person is helping startups completely. The other one is a faith-based startup company. So your approach should be different, but there will be certain similarities in what you do. And I will explain why. At the bottom line is this: you're in the same industry, but you have a different target audience. But no matter what, whether it's a faith-based organization or a for-profit organization, the aim is still to create a business that is sustainable and um will outlive us. We want a situation where we are facing the problems that Africans start businesses, but they do not complete it. We want to help African businesses do business better. What do you think about it?
Hello?
It's like your presence will make a difference.
Hold on, wait. I think I'm not muted.
I was wondering. So let me talk to Messi and Anita. What do you think about what I said about helping businesses? And what is your perspective? So give me your perspective, Messi, and then give me your perspective, Anita. I want to ensure you people understand what we are doing.
So we are basically helping just startups.
You're helping startups and people that want to start up, yes. But yours is faith-based because it's a church that is doing it. But we don't always say church completely, because it's still a business. But everything we are doing should be ethical. It should be morally sound. Every advice we're giving will not go against the Bible. We will not tell you to rob Peter to pay Paul. Some people will say, oh, no matter what, manipulate them. No matter what, just try and get the funding. As long as you do your business, the end justifies the means. So your business will be high on integrity. When you're doing business, you're going to be talking a lot about integrity in business. You're going to be talking a lot about doing things right. You're going to be talking a lot about being the same person on Sunday that you are when you're having business conversations. So those are the things you're going to be talking about, but you're still helping a startup. Go beyond 10 years. So I have a question, and you can Google the answer if you're not sure of the answer. I will wait for people to tell me the answer. What's the definition of a startup? As in, what's the definition of a startup? How many years does a company have to be in existence before it stops being regarded as a startup? And the next question is, um, what's the mark? As in, what year do startups have to do? What is the breaking ground for most startups? So what year? Is it 5 years? Is it 10 years? Do most startups go beyond 10 years? So what's a startup in your opinion? Because if you're on startups and helping people do their businesses right, and we do this, we do that. So they're helping startups get the right staff. They do the branding, talk to them about branding, talk to them about advertising, talk to them about marketing, and they are training them. Those are their promotional posts. But in order for people to see them as an authority in that field, they have to do certain things. Well, you, on the other hand, Mercy, your own startup is not providing any services. Rather, it's inspirational. We are not providing any services at all. So there's nothing promotional about what we do. It's about making people aspire to be better. So it's an aspirational brand, no services. So the reason I put two of you close by is, yes, you're talking about startups. One person is selling something, the other person is not selling something, it's just given. We're not telling people to buy from us. We're not telling people to recruit us. We're just telling them you can do it and there's a right way to do it. Any questions about the difference between both of you's business before I continue? Mercy and Anita.
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions or feedback on what we've said so far?
Question.
All right. Okay, so we have to think about a team for Mercy. Well, Anita, what team are you working on? What team did you work on last month? Does everybody understand what a team is?
Is the theme like a topic that will guide the rest of the content
Yes.
for?
Yes, it could be a topic that could guide the rest of the topic subject. It could be let's just say put it as a topic. Yes, it's a
No.
topic. Sorry, who said something? All right, so Anita, what's your team? I don't know who is on the call, so I cannot see. All right, let me check. Oh, we've got 9 people on the call. Fantastic. So Anita, you're still on the call. What's the theme for this month?
I don't. I didn't work with anything.
Okay, so that's the change we're going to do. You're going to start working with a team. So there is a consistent flow. So now our team is getting the online business right. So we are like your online presence. We can even say online presence or online business. So we're looking at how can businesses get their online presence right. So we are not just telling them employ us for social media. Most of the things, your promotional posts are not going to be every single post. Some posts are going to be what I call value added posts that I think everybody knows about, but just in case you're not sure. I talk about the fact that your Instagram page or your social media should be like a magazine, and that magazine should be interesting enough for everybody to read. Let me see if I have brought anything about value added post here. No, I don't. It should be interesting for everybody to read. You want a situation where you are creating content for people and you are helping them get things done. You are improving them and adding value to them without selling to them. You do not want to sell to people all the time, but rather you want to create an atmosphere where you are improving people's lives and making their lives better without requesting for anything in return. So you are not adding value to now say, I can do it better than you or pay me to do it. You're adding value to simply say, I want you to be better. This is what I think you need to do. Most of the times, I talk about what to post, I talk about mindsets, and I talk about certain things. You don't hear me pushing any product in that post. So, your value added posts are not posts I want you to push products, they are posts I want you to just add value, improve somebody's life. They are called educational posts also. So, for example, a post that just simply tells you what to post is a value added content. It doesn't necessarily tell you um what to tell me to make me um your social media manager, but what it does is it tells you this is what you need to do to increase your performance online. There's a difference between free content and paid content. Free content, you tell people what to do. Paid content, you show them how to do it. So, with your value added content, what you're simply doing is you are telling people what to do. Telling people this is what you need to do. It's as simple as that. You are not making them pay you for anything. You are simply telling them what to do. I think I have a couple of posts on the different types of content, but I want to see if I have that here so I can just walk you through for those that are new the different types of content that we have, so you are aware of the content strategy that we're using. We don't use just one type of content. We have what we call promotional content. Yes, this is it. We have what we call promotional content, value added content, and a host of other types of content. So I'm just going to go through that document so you can see it. And if you have questions, you can you can have them answered. Our signature idea generator is based on three things. It's based on who you serve, what you do, and what you create to merge these two. So this is simply who you serve. For example, I will use the two people we're using as case studies today. There are two startups, but they serve two different audiences. One serves a Christian-based Christians that are Christian entrepreneurs, simple. Another serves entrepreneurs, full stop. Those are two different audiences. What you do, we do this, they do different things. The other one is just providing the resources for these Christian entrepreneurs to be the best version of themselves, to create a sustainable business that will outlive them. Because we've realized, and why is this necessary? Most businesses do not go past 5 years. After 5 years, in fact, most don't go past 2 years. After 2 years, because of mismanagement, because of bad timing, and so many other reasons, businesses collapse. So that is why we are in existence. So what do? The content you are creating will not prevent them from collapsing by giving them the resources they need to make better decisions that work for their businesses. Any question on the signature idea generator, or does anybody else want me to use theirs as an example? Because I will use UCC next. I've used Mercy. Mercy, based on what I said, can you repeat what I said about your ABC?
You said that the audience is who I serve. So for yes is the Christian entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
Then for the brand, we're offering content that helps them build businesses, sustainable businesses that will outlive them.
Outlive them, yes. Outlive
And
them, yes.
yes, and what we create is
So we create content. So what we do, we are an organization that provides resources to help them build sustainable business. A sustainable business is a business that lasts. So we understand what sustainable is. So our content will be content that helps them have good business practices without compromising their values and their faith-based values. So it's like we can't tell them to cut corners. We can't tell them to take certain risk that are unethical or unbiblical. We can't tell them to sell false products. No, we're not going to tell them to make anything that will not be right as a Christian. So we are saying we will tell you the right way to do business as a Christian without compromising your values. So, but doing business as a Christian, it's still business. So we're going to tell you how to do business right. So we're not telling you that because you are doing business as a Christian, you come for the first 12 hours, even if staff clients are outside, you say, I'm praying, I cannot come and talk to you. No, we're saying you still have to respect people. We're still telling them the right way to run a business. Because if you know, I don't know if you know about this, if you've ever witnessed it, you go into some shop and they're like doing praise and worship and doing a dance party. And you're like, this is business hours. So you talk to them about those type of things and how they can run a successful business. So that is the distinction between yours. You're not selling any services to them, but rather anything you are creating helps them become better business people. They become business savvy. They are able to make better decisions. They are able to read books. You make recommendations for them to improve their business strength strategies. You give them a business strategy. It's not, oh, sometimes we go into things. I'm not saying we don't have faith, but we go into things not taking certain things into consideration. So what you're doing is you're like, this is the right way to do a business. And there are biblical principles that can back it up. like I said, we'll have a conversation about it if you have more questions. But yes, basically that's it. Okay, so Anita, who is your audience? What does your brand do? And what content are you creating this month?
Um, Startups, new business owners, those that want to venture into any kind of business.
Mm-hmm. What's the primary thing that we've been
Basically,
focusing on for
okay.
doing for people in Alaba and all these other areas? What's the primary thing we've been trying to get them to do?
To get that business online.
Fantastic. To get their
So
business.
I try to pick it online.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're trying to build their online presence. So you can see that although you're talking to startups, you are doing similar things, but your approaches will be different. So that's why I wanted to use two businesses talking about startups. Your approaches are completely different because you're like, some of these businesses are established, some of them are startups, but even the established ones do not see the essence of an online presence. But you're trying to make them understand that online is the way to go. You need to be online, you need to have certain things online. Your business is more than your logo, beyond your logo. So the content you are creating, Anita, this coming July, will reflect all these things, make people understand what needs to be done when it comes to content creation. So, um, does anybody have any questions before I go into this? All right. So your content, this is our signature content map that we've been using for a couple of years now. It's a mix of the different types of content that we create. We create promotional content, which is our gold ticket. It's quite important for every brand because the truth is, although I said um you don't promote all the time, you actually still promote. So you need to promote your content. So your gold ticket is your is this your promotional this thing. It's what you do or sell. So it could be a service you provide or or a product that you do. It could be events that you host. It could be your podcast, your blog, your videos, your email list, your TikTok. You want people to subscribe to your YouTube channel. Those are promotional content. Simply, it's anything you do with regards to your business. So it must not just be only products. So we said that we're going to stop calling it promotional because when we say promotional, everybody gets confused. So we started calling it your plug. It's what you're doing, it's your plug, it's what you tell people you do. So if we go from left to right, from every single person here, on the left we have Anita that has told us what she does, which is she helps startups and businesses create an online presence. That's the service she offers. How does she do it? She offers training. She does she has DIY packages and done for you packages. DIY packages is something like what we are doing now. Done for you packages are when she or her business helps people to do it. And then a done with you package is when you work one on one with the clients to implement the strategy. So there are some people that we give it to you and say, you know what, I'm so busy, do every single thing, manage my page. I do not want to be involved. But there are some people that will say, okay, I want to be involved, but I don't want to be the one to film, to post the content. My own favorite package is the done with you. And the reason is it gets you the best of the client and the professional. So you are able to deliver it in their own voice and not in your voice. So that's the plug. I'm just going back to this because I realized that not everybody here knows about this. Trends and holidays. If you remember when we started this call, I told Timei, I said, what are the trends and holidays going on this month? And we were like, oh, we then said Olympics. Olympics is coming. So that's a trend that is coming up. For the UK to be Love Island at this point in time. for Nigeria, it will be BBN reunion or something that is going on. So trends and holidays are timely content that you can use. World Dogs Day, World Twins Day. There are certain holidays that you can take advantage of. Always note those dates down in your calendar and then create content in line with them if they're in line with your brand. So, for example, if your brand is about the environment and you have a day that talks about the energy or something like that, you can use that. If you are a brand that talks about sustainability, you can talk about Millennium Development Goals if they have a day. If there's an International Day for Women, International Day for Children with a Disability, and that's what your brand is all about, you can create content like that. So we have our trends and holidays. Something that is like a green card for us, and why I'm calling it a green card is it's content that helps us get people to know who we are and what we do. So we will call that our green card. And it's our brand awareness content. Now, brand awareness content is content that you create that tells people who you are. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but when you create content, you're not creating it for yourself. You're creating it so that people will know, like, and trust you. In order to get people to know, like, and trust you, they have to know you. Attention is earned. You don't just post content and go away, and it's only when you want to sell you come out. You have to make people understand who you are by showing them behind the scenes of what you do based on you and not anyone else. Don't share your brand story. Why do we need to set up a place for Christian businesses to combine their faith and business practices together? So your content is faith and business practices. Those are the two themes I would choose for you. Please note them down. How do we get people to combine their faith and business practices together? You will now say this is why it's important to you. You share your brand stories. If you have employees, show their faces. If you have a brand story, tell them your brand story. If your values are Christian based, tell them. If your values are integrity, share your values from time to time. You have this yellow card that is just conversation starters, that when people are together, you can just start conversations with them. You want a situation where there's content that gets people talking. So those are conversation starters. We have over 300 conversation starters, but a conversation starter can be something that will get people talking. Oh, what do you prefer, this or that? Um, some people say get into a bus and mention certain things, and everybody in the bus will be like, having a conversation. How do you strike a conversation with your audience? What are the things your audience like to talk about that you should add to your content strategy? So there could be things that will make them feel, oh, I need to share my views, that make them feel that they are missing out, that trigger a memory. Just say, oh, do you remember the first car that you bought? I remember my first car. Whenever I see conversations like that, I will be excited to talk about this. Where will you rather be on a rainy day? Will you rather be at the beach or will you rather be at home? On a raining morning, you can say, where will you rather be now? Think about ways you can strike conversations, but we have conversation starters for you already that you can use. Let's give social proof a blue tick. What is social proof? Social proof is proof that your products work. It's what others are saying about you. It's what's out there, what people are posting online. I don't know if you remember recently, is it Ronaldinho or Ronaldo? I don't even know. I'm not a football person, so please, gentlemen, correct me if I'm wrong. It was at a press conference and he put aside the bottle of Coke, and Coke stock went down immediately, and it said something like drink water. Why did that happen? Because people trust him more than they trust the company. People will trust the post that people have. Why do you think we have to post reviews of products? I don't know about you guys, but before I buy something, I go and look at reviews. What do other people say about this brand? that makes them different from other people. Other people said, I wanted to buy something recently and the reviews were pathetic. Everybody was like, in fact, if you buy it, you are on your own. But a man's review just made me realize that I am not buying it. He put was a turtleneck and he put a picture of his wife wearing the turtleneck and her neck could not even go through. So he was trying to tell us that, see, listen, this thing is not even true to size. A human being cannot wear it. But that's hilarious content made us realize that, you know what, I'm not buying it. I'm not even going to play with these people. So that's what social proof does for you. And your content strategy is going to combine all these things, 30% of these and a combination of these other ones. All right. You could have others that we could mention based on your industry, but let's look at value added content. And I think this is something we're going to have to continue. I did not think we were going to do this today, but like I said, I don't want to keep this long. Value added content is content that shows your authority, your competence, makes people think that you are, I won't say think, make people know that you are knowledgeable about what you talk about. It's about you building the confidence in people and making them trust you as the sole decision maker. These are educational content that you give to people without asking for anything in return. So even if you have a value added content and say, this is how to create content, for example, I will now say, book a session with me. That's not really value added content because I am selling something. Even if it's a free call, I am promoting something. So that's value added content. Think about the value you bring to people. What do you add to them? What are the actionable tips? And the reason you are giving value added content is to show your competence, is to show your authority. It's to show people that you know what you're talking about and you're all about your business. Is to show that you're not copying and pasting from every other person, that you did not just go to Wikipedia to copy and paste something, but rather you have practiced this for a while. It is something that you know to be true, and it is something that you are willing to lose anything on. Then the last type of content we have is your alliance content. Now, why do we call this alliance or partnership? No man is an island. You would say that businesses do woman crush Wednesday, man crush Monday. These are strategic content to get the attention of thought leaders and influencers. So when you pay influencers to promote your products and they talk about your products, it makes their own people come to your pages. I call this alliance or partnership content. And these type of content are very, 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 very important. So what I want us to do, because I think we have gone beyond the scope of what we're supposed to talk about today, is watch the video again today. I want us to watch the video again today. Download the workbook of the slides for today. Discuss with your team about the current strategies you make. We will rearrange your social media strategy. Attend the co-working session tomorrow so that we can actually complete what we've started, because I don't want to take us beyond 10-15 when it comes to content creation. But just remember, these are the things that you're taking into consideration every month: your teams, your offers, events, trends, significant dates for your brand, if you have to think about any significant dates, and your business goals. Your business goals for UCC is start promoting the services we offer and attract, while your business goals is for is to help people to change people's mindsets about business. So you are working on the mindsets of people, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow. So for today, watch this video again. If you have any questions, I will answer questions tomorrow for an hour. Be early because I have my mastermind at 10. So I have to be out of this place by 10 tomorrow. Today, most of you were very, very early, if I say that myself. And do we have any questions? Anita and Messi, any questions? Or have I
Good question.
done? No questions. Messi, what about you?
No question. No.
All right. So we are crystal clear on what needs to be done.